Welcome to all you Pisceans. Welcome you Pisceans for your monthly horoscope for April 2015. And I have made a separate video because otherwise this video would be too long. I have made a separate video of the lunar eclipse of the 4th of April. And that will happen at 14 degrees of Libra. So if you want to know more about that, watch that little video. What I want to say about that eclipse is that it happens in Libra, which will be your 8th house. And this is something that I've been repeating for a while. So because you have been doing a lot of work in those very, you could say in the 8th house together with the 2nd house. Because the lunar eclipse is of course now a full moon. So 2 houses are involved here, the 2nd and the 8th. And the moon is in the 8th house, so there will be clarity coming your way there. And you've been working on it for a long time. Now, a lunar eclipse is about clarity, it's about consciousness, it's about things that fall into place, it's about things that get to their maximum. It's like when you have not only people, but also if you have a factory, for instance, and you have different products. Every product has, how do they call that? It's a curve. So a product, it gets, in the beginning, it's, you need to do your PR, and then it gets, the sales goes up and up and up, and then it goes up to a certain level, at maximum, and then it dies again. It goes down. And the lunar eclipse is like that top. It's like that culmination point. It's like, I have clarity here. And of course, a lot of people say clarity is fantastic. And of course it is. Clarity and consciousness is fantastic, but we may not forget that sometimes it's painful. So we must be realistic about the fact that every now and then, with reality, is sometimes not easy. So for some people, the lunar eclipse will be, oh yes, I can deal with it. And for others, it will be, pooh, reality is quite harsh. So you can't say that in a general horoscope if the eclipse is going to be positive or negative. It is a restless one. So because Uranus is involved here, so there will be some total shifts going on when it comes to your 8th house. So it could be money. It could be that something shifts 180 degrees when it comes to money of other people. If you are in a relationship, maybe of your loved one. There is a shift, a big shift going on there. Or maybe it's you not being dependent anymore, or you getting dependent on someone else's income, or even tax refund or whatever. Hopefully for you. I don't want to sound too optimistic, but could be the case. So that's when it comes to money. On the other hand, it could mean that there's a major breakthrough going on and an insight on a very deep psychological level. So something dies there. And I mean, like a part of you is dying and there is space for new things. It's the transformation process that I want to mention about the 8th house. So, but whatever it is, it's not something new. It's been going on maybe for years and years and years, and it has been like this. If you recognize something or someone that's been doing this in your life, this is going to be, can be an opportunity that it gets out of your life. Maybe a bit with cutting the cords, but ultimately it's for the best. So enough of the eclipse, because as I said, more you can find in that other video. Now another thing that is very, very important for you Pisceans, because you are a mutable sign, is that there is also another thing going on with Saturn and Neptune. So what I just talked about, the eclipse is so restless because Pluto and Uranus are involved. So this is drastic changes. But what I'm talking about now is that the square of Saturn and Neptune, and I'm seeing a lot of people who've got mutable signs around 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 degrees of Pisces or the other mutable signs, because they are triggered by the Saturn-Neptune square. And the Saturn-Neptune is going on for the whole year, up until November. But it's triggered now by Venus, which is going to happen around the 12th of the month approximately, and then trigger the Saturn Neptune square. Now, what is this all about for you Pisceans? Well, Saturn Neptune I think a lot of Pisceans are familiar with this, because Saturn is about reality and Neptune is about, I want to have all the opportunities, I want to have all the options, and I have a lot of vision and a lot of dreams and a lot of ideals, and Saturn wants to make them happen. So whenever those two clash, it means there's always a kind of disappointment going on, always, especially with the square. But the disappointment is there to get you through it and to go on. And the disappointment probably has to do with the axis of home and so family and work, because Venus is at the bottom of your chart in your 4th house in Gemini. And that in itself is not bad. Venus in the 4th is very nice. It's a very gentle planet. It could mean, normally it could mean that you make your house more beautiful, that you may start painting the walls, I don't know. You know, it's a bit creative with the Pisceans, but whatever it is, you want to beautify the environment that you are in. That in itself is not really bad at all. But the thing is, Neptune and Saturn is squaring up to it. So it could mean that the demands of work, which is Saturn in the top of your chart, is contradictory to it. Or maybe you feeling a bit more tired than usual. I've seen many people with Neptune on their sun sign or on the ascendant around those degrees feel a bit more tired than usual. Nothing drastic, but everything is a bit more, demands a bit more energy. So it doesn't have to be a drastic thing. So this is a very mundane example, but it can also mean that there is some tension going on, a frustration going on towards you, your home situation, your family situation and work. So that's in a nutshell the Saturn-Neptune square. Whatever it is, there will be resolution, but not as you expected it to be. There is some disappointment there. The disappointment has to do, there's only disappointment when you expect too much. And I'm not going to say that Pisces is a sign that expects too much, but it is a sign that tends to dream a lot and tends to have a lot of vision. And sometimes reality can be very harsh. And I think whatever it is, the reality comes from work, because Saturn is there up at the top of your chart. So it can mean that your work is demanding a lot from you at this moment. And maybe you need to, especially now when Saturn goes retrograde, you need to review work in general. A lot of Pisceans are doing that at the moment. So, and that's the most important thing that is happening for you Pisceans. Another thing that I forgot to say about the lunar eclipse as well is that Psyche is involved. Psyche is an asteroid. I never use it, but when I see it together with conjunctions in important points, I do use it. And Psyche is a planetoid that is representing the soul, the spirit. And it's at a very special position when the lunar eclipse happens, because it's next to the sun, which is also spirit, soul, you could say. So, to come a bit back, and you Pisceans, if I would be talking to a Virgo, they would say, oh, you're being chaotic here, but I know you Pisceans, you do not mind, I hope, unless you have some Virgo planets there or an ascendant or anything. But what I'm trying to say is that whatever it is, what I just talked about from the 8th house to the 2nd house, you know, the worth of yourself, the worth of other people, your money, whatever it is, there is the soul that really knows what to do. And there is the psyche, the soul, the spirit that really wants to do, that really knows what to do. And if you don't, try to connect with the divine. Try to connect with something that is bigger than you. Because the 8th house is also the house of the occult, it's the house of the metaphysical. So it's always a good thing to do. And normally Pisceans are very intuitive. So that's it basically. I think a very important month. A very important month for you Pisceans, not to push too hard with the Venus. Don't push too hard when it comes to home and family, because if you've got an aspect between Saturn and Neptune, sometimes pushing hard is the best to do, but not in this case. So don't push too hard with changing the home, changing your work. It will come, but I don't think it will come all into just this one particular month. Thank you very much for watching, you dear Pisceans, and have a great month. Watch the other video if you like about the eclipses, and see you next month. Bye bye.